Hello everybody, welcome back to Italy, the MXGP of Trentino, round 16 of the FIA Motocross World Championship. I'm sure that's a fib there on the left-hand side. 15 degrees, you're having a giraffe. It's chilly, the sun's disappeared. It's gone to bed. The MXGP riders are out on the track for their sighting lap. This 1,550-metre long racetrack is going to be rugged and brutal. Yeah, it's still going to be high speed, but those bumps are going to be a little bit harder than usual. And bigger than they were in race one. A little bit of altitude here, but as you can see there from the graphic, hard pack, and it is slick underneath as well. Tiger Tim won here a year ago. And we'll see what happened in race one in just a few moments' time. But we are about 10 miles outside the town of Arco, on the shores of Lake Garda, nestled just beneath the fantastic Dolomite Mountains. MXGP of Trentino is almost done and dusted. There's two more to look forward to on Wednesday and on Sunday before we call it a wrap. More of a fajita than myself, but whatever. 18 rounds will be done and dusted by the end of this week. Riders are back in their pens, getting ready to be released into the wild. Well, Tiger Tim obviously was well in his element in race one. Let's take a look at the highlights from that first MXGP race. Gate dropped, and it was Tiger Tim who swept across everybody else to grab his fifth foxhole shot. Roman Fevre, Brian Bogas, Evgeny Bobashev went cartwheeling down into the first turn. As they emerged from that first turn, it was Geiser, Cairoli, Tonus, Siwa and Guillaume charging back through the field. Fevre went down as he laid his Kawasaki down, not for the first time. Siwa then got the better of his teammate Arno Tonus to move into third, right about lap 7, lap 8. He then came under attack from Alessandro Lupino on the number 77 machine. Cairoli was in second and having a lonely time, although he was within touching distance of Geiser in the beginning. Jordi Tixier was closing in on Desalle whilst they were fighting over 7th place. And then Jeremy Van Horbik, he tipped over, lost 3-4 positions whilst in a very comfortable sort of 16th position. Fevre then fell again, this time down to 22nd. Eventually came home in 14th. Bobashev had a problem, did not score points. And Gauthier Paulin up the inside of Lupino put him into 5th. Desalle going by the Italian put the 77 down into 6th. 7th place, sorry. Fevre continued to push on though for 14th place. Paulin, when he went by his teammate Arno Tonus, put him in 4th. The three Yamahas, 3rd, 4th and 5th in the race. But it was Tim Geiser for the 13th time this year, his 58th career race win. Your winner in race one from Cairoli and Siwa. So that was MXGP race one. Let's go down to the grid, and Lisa caught up with one lucky soul. It was number 91, Montrenese Yamaha factory MXGP rider, Jeremy Siwa. I think he was climbing those mountains yesterday. Anyway.
Okay, we're almost ready for the last and final race of the day, MXGP race 2. Now I'd like to speak to Jeremy Siwa, currently 3rd in points in the standings. Jeremy, as always, I'd like to talk about that first race. It took some time to pass your teammate, but then after that it was quite a lonely ride for you in 3rd, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, I wish I could, you know, follow those Tim and Tony from the beginning, you know, because they are doing so well on that track. They have another rhythm than us. So yeah, it was a lonely race, but I tried to do better now, try to follow them better, you know, and see what they have in their pocket, that they are a bit faster, you know. That's the goal to reach, and I have 5 more motors to learn, you know.
Okay, I know you don't really like talking about points, but you are 3rd in the championship standings, I think now 12 points behind Tony. Is it realistic to say in these next 3 rounds that 2nd position of Cairoli's is up for the taking?
Yeah, you know, I know where I'm at in the championship. Even though I don't care too much, but Tony's doing well here. You know, we started now, but we have 5 races to go, and everything can happen. You know, I do my best. I try to be as good as I can and see where I end up next Sunday. You know.
Yeah, best of luck. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Good luck there to Jeremy and all the guys here on the grid. It's time for MXGP Race 2.
Let's have a look how the championship stands then. The top 5 heading into race 2. Tim Geiser now on 6:08, 77 clear after he won and Cairoli was second. Can't win it today because, well, unless he finishes 100 points clear, that would mean Cairoli not finishing the race and Geiser winning, but it looks more and more likely that it'll be Wednesday now. Siwa is 3rd, Jorge Prado is 4th. Siwa 12 behind Cairoli in that battle for 2nd. Roman Fevre just 4 behind Jorge Prado now. Tim Geiser on pole for the 8th time this year, though, ahead of Arnotonis, who goes to the line 2nd for the 3rd time this season. Ivo Monticelli, a best qualifying of the year for him in 3rd. Then it was Cairoli, Paulin, Siwa, Fevre, Tixier, Bogus, Desalle, Lupino, Dylan Walsh, Tano Leo, and Benoit Paturel all getting their best finishes. 12th, 13th, and 14th. Then we had Brent Van Donik on a Geben Van Benroy Yamaha today. Then we've got Chervelin, Bobashev, Sterry, Petrov, Guillaume, Boutron, Zach Pichon, Samuele Bernardini, Tom Cock, Ander Valentin, and the Jerry Man, Jeremy Van Horebeke. There's your winner from race 1, your championship leader, the 2-4-3. Team HRC, Tim Geiser. Red Bull KTM's Tony Cairoli. That championship slipping away. The 10th title possibly would have been his best opportunity. Who knows? Maybe it might happen next year. Jeremy Siwa said he would just love to go with those guys right from the start. Well, he might get his wish this time. Who knows? Dylan Walsh in the background there, the 53, JM Honda Racing rider. Roman Fevre got well and truly ran over, beat up, chewed up, spat out the side, going through that first corner when he tagged the rear wheel, I think, of Monticelli. Bobashev eventually parked his Husqvarna on top of the Frenchman. There's Monticelli, standing construct gas rider, 3rd to the gate. There was no foxhole shot for him that time around, though. And Alessandro Lupino, Geben Van Rooij Yamaha Racing. Good to see him back racing after a few rounds off. He was running up at the sharp end as well, wasn't he? Faded to 7th in the end, though. Gauthier Paulin came home in 4th place. The 2nd of the Monster Energy Yamahas. They finished line astern, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Tonus in 5th place. The MX Panda also freed out of the cage in race 1. He started 7th, eventually came home in 6th after he picked off Lupino with about 6 laps to go. Arnotonis, good showing in race 1. Just couldn't hang on to that 4th place, though. All right, Duckfoot. Brian Bogus, Marchetti Racing Team, KTM. Started in 24th place, eventually came in 12th. He'll be looking for another solid performance like that, but starting somewhere inside the top 10. Anyway, the Fly Racing 15-second border for the final time today, the MXGP of Trentino here at Pietra Marata. Skybox looks on. Bogus in gate number 1 over on that far right-hand side as we look left as he goes down the start straight. 5-second borders turn. It's a short run up to that first turn. Who will it be that grabs that foxhole shot this time around? In race 1, it was Geiser. This time, it's Tony Cairoli. The 2:22, but then by the time we hit turn 2, it's Siwa who leads the way. Well, Siwa does get his wish. Desalle up into 3rd, Paulin 4th, Lupino in 5th place as they round out the top few corners. Monticelli in around 6th position at the moment. Walsh 7, Van Donik, Geiser, Leok. So there's the bright yellow of Tiger Tim. Around the outside, he's got a little bit of work to do. Tony Cairoli just looks over his shoulder, sees Desalle right there. Probably thinking, where did this guy come from? I thought he'd retired. Not yet, not yet. 2 more rounds to go after this one. Geisler's got Dylan Walsh ahead of him. Those two had fun last time. Was that Monticelli parking the two Hondas in the top left corner? I think it was, wasn't it? But did he get away with it? No, he didn't. Because Walsh right there, then, yeah, Monticelli and then Geisler. Leo Fevrin around about 9th place now as Siwa throws away the lead, spins it up at the rear end, hands the advantage to Tony Cairoli or Desalle. Desalle's leading the way. So the MX Panda turning back the clock and leading race 2 here. Just go back behind these two because I want to see what's going on with Lupino and Siwa. Did Siwa just hang on to that position? There's Paul Ann. And side by side, Siwa does get the better of Lupino. He'll be mad as a hatter underneath that helmet of his. Spinning up, throwing away the lead. Got his teammate ahead of him now. So Desalle leads. Cairoli said, watch this here. Just gets on the gas, back end just comes around on him. Cold tyres on asphalt, never a good thing. But he responded immediately, got alongside the number 77, Lupino. Couldn't waste any more time behind him. Walsh and Geisler over at the top of your screen in blue and yellow. Those two fighting over 6th and 7th place. Monticelli is 8th, Febra 9, Van Donnick is 10th. Tonus 11, Boger's up to 12th, Van Horik 13, Bob Rechef is in 14, Leot 15, Guillaume, Tixier, Pichon, Chervelin and Sterry. And Walsh around the outside of Lupino. Don't think it's going to happen there, is it? No, because the Italian cuts back to the inside, defends that line for all it's worth. Ah, hello. Got a race on. Gonna put the can of dry paint down. Fevra down the inside of Monticelli and almost into the back of Geisler as those lines come together at the bottom of the hill. Monticelli hanging on though on the standing construct gas right the way around the outside. Still hanging on, number 3, looking for a way around the outside, the back end just getting loose. What, once time, 3 times a lady? Oh, I love it when your top riders don't make a good start and they have to fight their way through to the front. Gloves are off, fisticuffs. Fevra down the inside. Oh, he got through there nice and sweet, didn't he? Got good drive. Monticelli looking for a way through here, though. No, not a chance. Oh, Geisler, I thought he was going to park the 53 of Walsh then. Last time these two like this. Mantova, well, I think probably briefly in Lommel as well. Oh, look how slick that is through there. Could do with the Supermoto tyre. Where's Fevra when you need him? Oh, there he is. Just chasing down the 243 is the number 3. Oh, that was tight. Even tighter in that corner. Walsh did well to not take out the championship leader there at the top of the hill. Geisler having to be ruthless. Right, Fevra looking for a very neat inside line. Oh, and again, almost into the rear wheel. Probably looked closer than it was from here. Anyway, Desalle leads. He's got a second advantage over Tony Cairoli. Paul Ann 3rd, Siwa 4, Lupino 5. Geisler now in 6, Fevra now in 7. With that move on Walsh. As said at the start of the day, throttle control when it gets down to the bare rock like this, absolutely crucial. Can't just dump the clutch and drag the elbow down past the foot peg. It will bite. Fevra was on the receiving end of that 2 or 3 times in race 1. Who do you reckon they're sporting? And what do you think their message is? Well, I'd say it was clear, wouldn't you? Go for the 25 and the 25 points. Come on, Desalle. Back in front of his old rival as he leads MXGP Race 2 here at Trentino. Saw the 2 Honda SR Motor Blues boys line astern as they hit the finish line jump there a moment ago. Desalle, just in case you're still watching black and white TV here. Last time these two probably battled out. Joking, of course. The guy in the green Kawasaki is the one leading. The guy in the orange KTM in second is Tony Cairoli. He needs to close down the points gap to Tim Geiser. After race one, it's 77 points. He's on 22 at the moment in this race, Tony Cairoli. Geiser on 15. So he will claw a few points back. But Geiser setting good times in the sectors at the moment. And there he is, dropping downhill in the opposite direction as Cairoli gets closer to Desalle. And he'll be second overall as well, as it stays like this. Cairoli on 44, Desalle 40, Geiser on 40. Still a long way to go, though. Where was Desalle in race one, actually? 6th place. Now, Tony Cairoli. This is where a lot of the action took place last year between Cairoli and Geiser. Banging bars, closing each other down, sizing each other up into that turn. And Geiser, where is he? He's just there in the background as Cairoli looking to take Desalle for the lead. Might need that yellow headlight, that helmet that he's wearing later on, because getting dark out on track. At least we'll be able to see him in the dark anyway. Those fluorescent boots. Eating a lot of roost, though, off the rear wheel of that Kawasaki of Clement Desalle. Geiser, the fastest lap of the race, a 1:44.6. 46.1, 45.1 for these two, respectively, Desalle and Cairoli. The remnants of a lot of rain, the water laying down there on that part of the track. Fevre trying to go after Geiser as he hunts down Lupino in 5th place. As it stands right now, Cairoli will gain 4 points, so it'll be 70 going into the GP on Wednesday if it stays like this. Can't afford to stay there too long, though, and he knows that. What was it Jeffrey Hurling said about Clement Desalle when he announced his retirement? Said, every time I sort of had to pass him, it was like, oh no, not this guy, not those elbows. He does like to get those elbows out, doesn't he? And he's still got them out. He's looking good. And actually, it'd be awesome, wouldn't it, if he could round out today with a race win and a visit to the podium. Everyone else ahead of him in the championship, Desalle, and a couple behind him. Desalle currently 8th in the championship chase. Hasn't featured on the podium this year. He would love to do it here today if he can. Right, there's Fevre. And Geiser has eased past the 77 of Lupino. Moves himself into 5th place. What's Fevre got up his sleeve then? Romain Fevre gets out of that turn early, already commits to the outside. Meanwhile, Clement Desalle continues to lead, but for how much longer? He was on the podium here in 2018 with a 2nd and a 3rd. He was 3rd overall here in 2015 with a 3rd and a 4th. Dylan Walsh, Ivo Monticelli and Brian Bogus. So Monticelli in 9th, Bogus in 10th. Clement Desalle, when he's in this kind of mood. Not sure if the other half is here. She probably is. She's probably putting the fingernails right down. Right, this is Geiser on Lupino. Got himself in commanding position. Nothing Lupino could do from there, up in their Cairoli corner. Now going after Jeremy Seewer. So Geiser now at 41 points. One clear of Clement Desalle. Desalle will be third in the standings. Paulin on 38, Seewer on 38. They will be fourth and fifth. Geiser will be doing Desalle a massive favour if he can go past the two Yamahas here. The first one in his line of sight is Jeremy Seewer, who was leading when he threw away that advantage on the very first lap at the top of the hill, turn 14. So the top of the second uphill, if you like, where we have that left turn. So that's 12, this is 13. Geiser feasting his eyes on the number 91 ahead of him. He'll believe that he can win this race. "18 minutes plus 2 to go. The dry paint is on hold for now, because this one has just been pretty enthralling so far. Desalle, less than a second clear of Cairoli as they hit the line at the end of lap 6. They work their way to the line now for the end of lap 7. They're not that far ahead of Geiser. 7.6 seconds it was a lap ago. He is the guy in the ascendancy, though. Oh, almost off the side of the track and into those tough blocks. That would have hurt in the morning. Watch this. Whoa, not a lot of room for error there. Anyway, Seewer tucks to the inside. Geiser's got a nice line there. This is what he did to Lupino. You know what, I think he pulled the clutch in mid-air there, gave it the old big panic rev. Let Seewer know that he was there, but the Swiss wasn't falling for that old trick. So he'll try something else. And if that fails, just revert back to type. Just go back to that same point. He worked for Cairoli a few years ago. Again, see, we would have seen that flash of yellow around the outside. That'll make him keen to get on the gas. Even easier to make a mistake in that respect. Geiser looking a little bit desperate now to find his way past Seewer. That was where he made his mistake at the start of the race. Almost off the bike there as well, Seewer. So Desalle opened up well, he doubled his lead, didn't he, over Cairoli that time around, with the fastest lap of the race, 1:43.6, the MX Panda. Digging his claws in, gaining some traction somewhere. Good solid ride this from Paulin in third. It's not enough for a podium yet. He's 2 points shy of that third step. .5 minutes plus 2 to go. Geiser just taking a breath. Wow, look how it's polishing up there. Isn't that where Cairoli fell last year when him and Geiser were very, very close? Cairoli, look. 2.2 seconds down on Desalle now. And here is your 25, your race leader. And Cairoli, keep an eye on his sector times, because he doesn't want to be parked there on his own in second for too long, because before long, Geiser will push Seewer and Paulin up to the rear of the Red Bull KTM rider, who will be able to see them possibly the other side of that bank. But he is losing time. Tony Cairoli, 4/10 in sector 1 to Desalle that time around. Pulls it back and a little bit more in sector 2. So maybe he is getting a hurry up. Nothing in it between the two Yamahas. Where's the other one? Tonus, he's in 13th place. Tixier 14. Pichon is 15. Then we've got Valentin Guillot, Michele Chervin, Tano Leo, Petr Petrov and Jose Boutron. Dylan Walsh lost 2 positions. He's now 12th. Bogus. And it's because he's spun around. And that's off the jump there, possibly. So picking himself up. So going to be out of the points by the time he does get going. What did Siwa say at the start of the race in his pre-grid interview with the Lalo? Wants to be able to go with those guys at the front. Well, he had the opportunity. He led the race and then all of a sudden threw that away. Now he's parked behind his teammate Gauthier Paulin. And already 8 seconds down on Cairoli and Desalle. Those two now separated by 1.6 seconds. So Cairoli has responded. 1:45.2, 1:44.6 for the chaser, Tony Cairoli. Oh, it's getting closer as well, just as we were on that point there. Dropping into turn 10, the left-hander at the end of this next straight. You'll see Desalle and Cairoli pretty much wheel to wheel. Geiser has regrouped. He'll try to go the long way round here. Siwa will read it well. Tell you what, cleaners have got a good job to do tonight, and they're getting rid of those tear-offs. Sweeping the floors later. Romain Fevre, Sector 2, goes purple, but unfortunately for him, he's in 7th position at the moment, 4 seconds down on Sandro Lupino. There's Walsh pulling in, or he will be in a moment. See the entry to pit lane, very, very tight. Just off to the left. Anyway, Paulin, Siwa, Geiser. Nothing in it between them. Geiser just can't find a way through at the moment on his Honda. If he could, would he be able to up the pace? Paulin under pressure. Nice line that from Siwa. Looking to get creative, thinking outside of the box. Ooh. He was just hanging off the back of the bike there, just a little bit too long, and I thought he was going to catch a hole with the front end. Could do with starting to turn a little bit tighter here. Where's Geiser's line there? He is a little bit tighter to the inside, I think. 1.5 seconds now between Desalle and Cairoli as this battle for third continues. Again, Fevre fastest at Sector 2, or he was. Quick pull of the tear off there for the 91. Eating a roost sandwich off the back of his Yamaha teammate's rear wheel. Guys are just waiting for an opportunity here to capitalise. Tony Cairoli will be on the top step of the podium as it stands right now with 2 second places. 2 lots of 22, 44 points. Geiser would be second with a win and a 16 on 41. Desalle would be third with a 6th and a win. But 10.5 minutes plus 2 to go. Nothing wrong with his fitness. Still loves racing, still loves the sport. And nothing wrong with his competitive spirit either, Desalle. As he opens up his lead again, 2.5 seconds over Cairoli. Paulin looks like he's responded. Oh, there's some deep holes there, isn't there? Just the other side of that drop-off. Saw the suspension reacting there on Siwa's bike more than Paulin's, I think. Maybe just line choice. But this battle here can hardly take your eyes off it, and the fans are absolutely going crazy. Well, there would be if they were here, of course, because that's what normally makes this venue so special. The Cairoli fans just after the finish, just the Geiser fans just after the finish line, and the Cairoli fans over on this side of the racetrack. Sure, they're all bench racing on the sofas, though. Wherever you are in the world, hope you're enjoying the racing today. Geiser struggling over this side of the racetrack. Maybe line choice. Desalle, where's Cairoli? Oh, hello, that's not 2.5 seconds anymore, is it? Has Cairoli got the panda on a leash? Is he reeling him back in? Second fastest sector, 26.5. He pulled a full second back in sector 2 alone. That's the section that includes Cairoli corner out to the long off-cambered turn 12 after the waterlog section. Two Montrenesi Yamahas still fending off the challenge from the HRC Honda of Geiser as they hang on to 3rd and 4th respectively, Paulin and Siwa. Costly mistake for the Swiss, number 91, whilst leading the race. Scuppering his chances of a podium as well. Because where was he in race 1? Siwa, 3rd. 3rd and a win would give him 45 points in the overall victory. Cairoli. His 3rd place, Paulin, Siwa and Geiser. Geiser again looking interested. Fevre all over the back of Lupino in the background as well as they fight over 6th. Fevre. Well, it's a jungle out there. Coming back in the opposite direction. They've cleared the forests. And Fevre still not able to find a way past the tenacious number 77, Alessandro Lupino. Looking for 6 overall is the Geben van Venrooy Yamaha rider. Right, what's going on here? Guys, ooh, hello. It's when you wish you had short legs like Siwa. Two Yamahas getting away from the Honda rider again. Both looking up as they crest the summit there. Glance across at the pit lane whilst the wheels are mid-air. 7 minutes to go, give or take. And is Siwa now starting to do the old thumb wipe on the goggles technique? Out of tear-offs, possibly. The dirt wetter than it appears in some places. So that might be advantage Paulin at the moment. And it might also play into the hands of Tim Geiser. Again, going the long way round. There's first, there's second, 2.3 it was, they hit the line. Cairoli quick again in sector 1 by another 0.4 of a second. Sector 2 coming to an end out of this next right-left combination. There's 3rd, 4th and 5th going in the opposite direction. That's what about 8-9 seconds looks like between 2nd and 3rd. 27.4 Desalle at sector 2, 26.6. So again, Cairoli getting closer to Desalle as Geiser. A bobble there for Paulin. Geiser a little bit tidier through there. Almost just want him to rail some of those outsides, don't you? At least once. Give it a whirl, Earl. That would have made a great genie. Good steady ride this from Paulin, but he has weathered the storm. He has soaked up the pressure from his teammate. A fastest lap for Cairoli, his fastest lap of the race. Just over a second now between him and Desalle. Desalle still leads the way. Getting onto the rear wheel of the Kawasaki man is one thing. Finding a way past is something completely different altogether, as Geiser is finding out. Two leaders have gone, look. They're not even in Cairoli corner anymore. Whoa, back end just catching the bank. That would have cost him a little bit of time. Siwa and Geiser not able to capitalise. He will sense those mistakes would have cost him. And Geiser, will he go to the outside here? Maybe. Carries that momentum, can't get it in and out there quick enough, but he does get alongside Siwa. And takes away the line from the Swiss, moves into 4th place. Yeah, still wiping the goggles, look, with the glove. Struggling for visibility. and has been for the last few laps. Number 91, Jeremy Seewer. And two Yamahas now split by the Honda of Geiser. Just catches the bank. Now, look, lost that drive a little bit, but it was enough to allow Geiser to get close. And then from there, he started doing the maths in his head. Thought, right, if by the time I get there, if I can be close enough. All of a sudden, Geiser, one opportunity, is taking it. Oh, Cairoli, he will only need one opportunity. He's done well to bridge the gap. It was 2-3 seconds at one point. Clement Desalle not going for the championship. It'd be nice to get a race win, because if he stays where he is, he will finish on the podium, third overall. He's currently on 40 points. He will drop to 37, one behind Paulin, who will get promoted to the podium if Cairoli makes a move on the Belgian in the next 3 minutes plus 2 laps. He will not throw away this opportunity, though, will he? There's the points, look. That's your provisional podium. Cairoli would just, I mean, he's going to win the GP anyway, as it stands right now. He would love to do it with the race win and take 3 more championship points out of Geiser, who spins it up, loses ground to Paulin. It'll only be a 1-point gain for Cairoli. If it stays like this, he'll be on 44, Geiser on 43. That could all change. Just tried something different. That's where Fevre spun up in race 1. Whoa, just a little bit offline there, Geiser. Cost him some time. Seewer shouldn't be a threat now with visibility issues. Message for Paulin, just keep going. .4 the gap between Desalle and Cairoli. A good response by about a half a second by the Belgian. But homing in on the Yamaha number 21, the 243 Honda of Geiser. These two fighting over third. This would give Geiser the overall Grand Prix victory if he can find his way past the Frenchman. Again, Geiser getting close. He's ready to strike. He saw the back marker of Ander Valentin at the top of the straight when he was... Oh, and this is going to be another mistake from Paulin. I thought Geiser was going to do to Paulin what he did to Seewer. Paulin will know that he's there. He'll cover that outside line on that crescent, on that crest. Oh, chuck it in there, Tim, and... why don't you just throw it into the bank a little bit more as well while you're at it? Good corner speed, but it only ran into a wall. Breathe and regroup. Paulin being very cool. And the Panda has been very cool as well. 1.4 seconds the gap. It's going to be less than that, depending on what happens out of this final turn. Oh, 3 laps to go. Cruel, cruel timing for Desalle. It was right on point, and the beam is not on the top of the jump, it's just at the base, so he's giving himself an extra lap of work to do. Will that make a difference in the fight for the lead in the race and the outcome of this battle for third and the overall Grand Prix classification? Paulin protects his investment, goes to the inside. Look at the drive that Geiser gets over here. Just on the other side of the racetrack, he loses ground. Right, Geiser getting ready to go again. If he's close enough here, he'll go the long way round. It's been effective for him. Oh, he cuts back to the... well, yeah, he does. He throws it into the outside. Follows Paulin through this time around. this drops away here, this part of the racetrack, and it was off-cambered now that you've got those banks, but you still have to be careful getting on the gas. But using that berm like that, as Geiser was, it's probably the safest route through, but you need to commit to it if you're going to make a pass. And that's all down to corner speed. Good, solid ride this for Paulin. I know there's a race going on elsewhere, but you've got Desalle, Cairoli separated by about a second. Paulin and Geiser separated by about the same. Seawer on his own in 5th. Vevra now in 6th. 12 seconds further back. Then Lupino 7, Monticelli 8, Bogus 9, Van Donnick in 10th. So a stand-in for the injured Calvin Verlanderen. Not a bad job there for Brent Van Donnick. As we hit the penultimate lap, it's Desalle who continues to lead. A very frustrated Tony Cairoli now. Paulin still hanging on to 3rd in the race. Not going to be good enough for a podium unless Cairoli takes the lead from Desalle. There's Vevra in the opposite direction. He is in 6th place. That's 1st and 2nd. Oh, it's close, isn't it? Oh, Cairoli just got a kick. Makes a mistake in the corner as well. Watch this here. Just comes in back, boom. Had to react. Just missed his braking point when he landed as a result of that, but somehow managed to get it parked in that turn and swung around that corner. Clement Desalle capitalizing on that little bit of an error by Cairoli. Back markers not causing too many problems here. Entering the final lap. And it's not 9/10 anymore. It's going to be slightly more than that, maybe 1.4 or 5. Let's have a look. When you're ready, timekeeper, 1.8. Paulin may just hang on to 3rd here. Geiser may just settle for those safe points. Clement Desalle has not won a race since race 1, Russia 2018, round 6 of the championship. Hasn't been on the podium yet this year. Was on the podium last year. 2nd overall in the Netherlands. His only podium of 2019. So 2 things very long overdue. And Clement Desalle just needs to maintain. Whoa, back end almost let him down there, but he needs to maintain his composure, his focus. But what a, Cairoli, the front end, just getting away from the Italian there in that corner. He's continuing to close down. He is making one last push, but wouldn't this just be a fairy tale for Desalle to win and get on the podium at the same time? A handful of corners to go. This part of the racetrack starts to open up. All the twisty stuff has gone. Cairoli has thrown everything at the Panda. But he's battered them away with those big Panda paws of his. A slight bobble there, but Clement Desalle goes by pit lane. And what a way to finish the Grand Prix here in Trentino. Clement Desalle wins race 2, and he is going to be over the moon with that. Cairoli 2nd, he knows he's going to take some points, but Desalle will be on the podium as well. Tim Geiser will be 2nd overall. And he will just drop 1 point to Tony Cairoli today, but he put in all of that effort. So Tony Cairoli, your overall winner. Geiser 2nd, Desalle 3rd overall today. Romain Fevre just trickles around in 6th place. behind Paulin, Geiser and Siwa. Lupino will be 7, Monticelli 8, Bogus 9, Van Donnick 10. Tony Cairoli, don't think that was very nice. Congratulations there from Tony Cairoli. The Panda on the podium 3rd overall, and he does it with a race win as well. Dreams can come true. And you know what? I think Lupino there, maybe just having a word with Fevre. He just got a roost pie off the back of the Kawasaki wheel. So we will grab a word with our Grand Prix winner, Tony Cairoli. And wow, 92 Grand Prix wins now.
Tony Cairoli, congratulations. It's nice to see you win an overall on Italian soil. You put everything into that second race. Couldn't quite make the pass, but great job. 2 solid races.
Yeah, I'm very happy, of course. I like to ride in Italy, of course, but without public it's not the same. Here in Arco it's always a nice atmosphere, but still, I'm really happy to win the overall. Also very happy to fight with Clement for the second moto. It was like a couple of years ago when we fight for the championship, and congratulations to him to have this moto win, and thanks to everybody for supporting from home.
Thanks, Tony.
Class act, Tony Cairoli. Would have liked to have won the race himself, but, you know, he'll take the Grand Prix victory. But acknowledging how big a deal that was and what a moment it was for Clement Desalle to win the race, knowing that he's going to be retiring in 2 rounds' time. But Tony Cairoli now just 73 points behind Tim Geiser with 2 rounds to go. But he wins here today, and he wins here for the 4th time. Your overall race finish then. Clement Desalle wins race 2, and that is a fairy tale win for him. Cairoli 2nd, Paulin 3rd, Geiser 4th. Then it was Siwa, Fevre, Lupino, Monticelli, Bogus and Van Donnick. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek was 11th, ahead of Jordi Tixier, Arno Tonis, Zach Pichon, Kelly Chervelin, Tano Leoc, Adam Sterry in the points, and Valentin Guillot, Jose Boutron. Tony Cairoli, 2 second-place finishes, enough to give him his 4th Grand Prix victory here at Trentino. Geiser and Desalle rounding out the top 3. And what a fairy tale that was, once again, for Desalle. Paulin, Siwa, Lupino, Monticelli, Tonis and Fevre, with Tixier 10th overall. 73 points of difference now between Geiser and Cairoli. Siwa 3rd, Fevre now to 4th at the expense of the missing Prado. Desalle also moved up a position, now 7th, ahead of Glenn Coldenhoff. KTM lead the way in the manufacturer's standings, 702 to 663. Honda are there in 2nd place, then Yamaha, Kawasaki, Gas and Husqvarna. Well, as the sun sets here, race 2, the MXGP of Trentino was another classic, wasn't it? Let's take a look at the foxhole shot, though, before we go anywhere. Tony Cairoli picking up his first foxhole shot of 2020. Dear Jorge, as you weren't here, I decided to take over your role as the whole shot man. Do you mind? Podium time. We'll do this one before the lights go out, shall we? So a small gathering down there at the base of the podium, but 3rd overall, Monster Energy Kawasaki, racing teams, Clement, Desalle, and you'll remember this one. And a big smile across the face of the MX Panda as he takes the third step. 6th in race 1, a winner in race 2, enough to get him 3rd overall. Tim Geiser, 2nd overall for the championship leader, a win in race 1, a 4th in race 2. But he's still very much in control of the championship with 2 to go. Antonio Cairoli, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, does it again here. 4 wins now for the Sicilian on this particular venue. Claudio Desalle will be the team representative, team owner for that particular team, of course. Clement Desalle, 3rd overall, Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team. Another trophy to the cabinet, in this one from his retirement season, which is just around the corner. Tim Geiser, 2nd overall. The Team HRC and Tony Cairoli. And Giancarlo Ricciotti, the Italian announcer, all over this one. The Red Bull KTM factory rider taking the win here. 92 career victories now for Tony Cairoli, and that's 92 trophies for him, 92 trophies for the guy on the left, Claudio Desalle. 172 podiums now for Tony Cairoli, so that's a seriously big trophy cabinet. Tim Geiser continues to lead the championship though, with 2 to go. Both rounds coming up here on Wednesday and on Sunday. National anthem time. Italy for Cairoli, KTM, and Austria.
Sfumano le note dell'inno d'Italia per lasciare spazio all'inno della KTM, l'inno austriaco.
Antonio Cairoli, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, your overall winner here today. Clement Desalle wins race 2 though. So Tony Cairoli, your winner. Tim Geiser 2nd. Clement Desalle 3rd overall, the MXGP of Trentino. Of course, as always, Lisa Lehnen will catch up with the top 3 in just a few moments' time.
Del tracciato, tutto lo staff Impronta di Biprom, tutti quelli che hanno lavorato dentro e fuori del tracciato. Appuntamento per
Tony Cairoli, massive congratulations. 2 second-place finishes and a foxhole shot. I mean, it was really like going back in time, seeing you guys battling up the front to get your 4th overall at this track.
Yeah, I'm really happy, of course. To win in Italy is always nice. Of course, this time without public it's strange. Normally this circuit is fantastic for public atmosphere. So, okay, first moto, I had a good start also, and team was faster, and then I tried to follow. He was a little bit faster, so I couldn't really catch him. Was settled with 2nd place. Second moto, I had a better start, of course, all shot, and then I make a few mistakes the first lap, but then I drop to 3. Then I tried to stay in the wheel of Clement, which he passed me. And it was nice because he was pushing a lot, and it was like 5 or 10 years ago almost when we battled all the time in the race. So it was nice to see him up front, and it's a shame that he's not going to be with us next year. So I want to say huge congratulations on his career also from me and from all my team.
Thanks, Tony. Second overall today we have Tim Geiser. Tim, 2 totally different races for you. Foxhole show in that first race, a super easy win, but a lot more work to do in race 2.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, start is really important on these kind of tracks. First race was perfect. Actually, I take a whole shot and then I was in the lead. Make a comfortable lead and control the race. Second one was, was different. I had a bad start, and then on the beginning, first lap, I almost crashed a couple of times because it was quite a mess, you know, everybody was going here, there. And then, it was not easy to pass. Then I managed to pass Seaver and Lupino, and I was pushing for Paulino, but couldn't came through, so finished 4th. 2nd overall, I'm super happy. Still 2 races to go. I will give my best, and huge thank you to all my team.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
3rd overall today we have Clement Desalle. Clement, after announcing your retirement, you clearly still have the speed, the love, the pace of racing. Your first podium this year, your first race win since 2008.
Yeah, it's true. It was a really nice second moto and podium. You know, I'm really happy that second moto it will stay in me for a long time. And you know, I believe in me all the time. I said to the team, you know, when I can fight for podium, I do it. And then I had a good start, north turn, and then pass 2nd, and then see where I make a mistake. So I was leading. I said, oh, that's so nice feeling, you know. It was a long time. And then, you know, I keep pushing, then I did some mistake, and then I find really a good grip, and I was really happy about my riding, and I could go till the end. I'm super happy, really nice. Such a good feeling. Thank you.
Great job. Thanks. Come on.
Clement Desalle celebrating as if he'd won the GP. Just fantastic for him to get on the podium in his final year racing and to do it with a race win as well. His first since Russia 2018, even better. And if he goes out with no more top 3 finishes, then the Panda would have racked up 148 top 3 finishes, 81 podiums, 35 of those 3rd place, and 35 race wins. Tim Geiser, 2nd overall with a 1st and a 4th. He maintains his grip on the championship, of course. But Tony Cairoli, 4 times a winner now here, 2013, 2016 and 2017, and now here in 2020. This one for his 92nd Grand Prix victory. 172 podiums now for the Sicilian. Can he do it again when we turn up again on Wednesday? Well, of course, we will be here, and we hope you can catch the action live on MXGP TV. But congratulations, Tony Cairoli, Tim Geiser, and Clement Desalle, your winner from race 2 and on the podium here today. G'day, Chase. And that's good night from us. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. From the Dolomites, we will do it again on Wednesday for round 17, the penultimate round. Will we see a world champion crowned? Join us on MXGP TV for all of that. And it will be the MXGP of Pietramarata here at Trentino. Thanks for watching. See you then.